Hello. Welcome, everyone. We are just about to get started. Just letting one or two more people come on in. All right, let's do it. My name is Emily. I am one of the co-directors of the San Francisco Disability Cultural Center. We are very happy to have Dr. Marcia back for our first hybrid accessible strength and mobility class. We have a couple people here in the DCC, and we're excited to have many folks joining us virtually as well. Before we dive in, some quick access notes. We will be using chat for this event. If it poses a hurdle for you, you can go to video settings, select accessibility, and unclick the boxes for public in meeting chat has been received. We're going to read any key things that come up in the chat out loud. If you have any other tech support needs and chat's not working for you, you can use our email, access@disabilityculturalcenter.org, or you can send me a direct message through chat. So very excited to be ending the day with Dr. Marcia, and I will pass it to you. Thank you so much for being with us again.
Awesome. Thank you for having me again. I'm happy to be here. So just a few notes of housekeeping for the class. We're going to do some movement for about 40-ish minutes or so, and you have the option to do the movement seated in a chair, in your wheelchair. You can be reclined, leaning back, or not, as long as the chair is steady and stable. All four corners are on the same surface, and you have some room for wiggling. You could do it laying down on your couch, bed, floor. You don't have to lay down totally flat. If you want to elevate on a pillow, go for it, whatever is comfortable. And then you could also do it standing. So since all of these positions are going to be directed kind of at the same time, it'll work a little bit smoother if you just let me explain the motions and then we do them together. That's the cadence of it. So I do my best to call out the different options, but obviously you live in your body, I don't live in it. If you find something else that works better, go for it. If you need to take a break and I didn't say it was time to take a break, go for it. Do things differently whenever you want. Everything I'm telling you is a suggestion. So we're going to start with a warm up. So that means things should feel pretty light and easy. And then we're going to do some working sets of movements. So that should be like medium intensity. And then we'll cool down with some stretches. So things that you might need, blankets, maybe if you want for cushioning, some pillows, bolster, which is like a cylindrical pillow, if you have any of those, or a throw pillow, or your bedroom pillow. Those all work. Yoga blocks are also great. If you don't have yoga blocks accessible to you, you can also use a step stool, a coffee table, anything that can give some height can take the place of the yoga block. And then in terms of adding resistance, we can do this entire thing body weight, but if you would like to add some more resistance, you can use light dumbbells. You can use ankle weights, strap them around your wrist if you don't want to grip something. You can also use resistance bands, so like the short circular bands or the long loop bands. Or if you have the bands that come from like the physical therapy clinic, you could tie those however you want. Light kettlebells could also work if you have two of them. If you don't have weights at all, you do want to add resistance, a filled water bottle also works, and a can of beans also works. Anything that you can hold comfortably for a period of time will work. Okay, I think that's all the housekeeping. So let's get started, whether you're standing, seated, or reclined. Let's get into a comfy position. And we're just going to take a couple of breaths to make sure we are all present right here in our bodies. So we're going to go in through the nose, out through the mouth, big open mouth. We're going to do two more like that. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more like that. In and out. Nice. You can continue that breath if it felt comfortable. I'm going to talk you through some cat and cows. Whether you are seated or standing, you have the option with your hands to go down at your side, hands on top of your thighs, hands on your hips. You can cross the arms, give yourself a nice little hug, or you can do hands behind your head, whether you interlace the fingers or they're separate. Who cares? Those are your options for arms. If you're on the floor, then you can be rested on that ground or the bed. You can lift and raise your arms with the cat and cow if you want to, or you could shrug your shoulders instead. If lifting your arms is just not a good idea right now. Whatever you'd like. Okay, so we're gonna try, and I'm gonna move to the side just for demonstration purposes. So we're gonna try and arch our back to whatever is comfortable and kind of look up. If you're on the ground, you're gonna try to arch away from the ground on an inhale, and on an exhale, if you're upright, you can curl your spine. On the ground, you're gonna flatten your belly or flatten your back so that that arch is gone. All right, so we're gonna do that 5 times. Let's get started. Breathing in, arch, open up. Maybe you look up if you'd like. Breathing out, curling in or pushing against that ground. That's 1. Breathing in and out. That's 2. Breathing in and out. That's 3. 2 more. Breathing in. And maybe you change the arm position you have. That's fine too. That's allowed. 1 more. And exhale. All right, get your wiggles out. Let's work on the neck. If you are upright, seated, or standing, we can roll the neck either side to side in a smooth motion or roll in a full circle. You could skip any portion of that that doesn't feel good. So you could do a semicircle if you don't want to go backwards. If we are reclined on the ground, bed, or whatever, then we can work on turning side to side, maybe sliding the head side to side, and if it feels good, tucking the chin and then relaxing. Alrighty, so pick your motion. Let's count out 3 in each direction, or 6 if you're not doing circles. You could be moving faster than me or slower than me. If you're doing semicircles, you'll just keep on going, or any of those isolated motions. But if you're doing full circles, switch directions. Let's do 3 more at whatever your pace is. And let's all meet back in the middle. Let's do some shoulder rolls. So if you're upright, roll the shoulders back, big obnoxious circles. If you're on the ground, you're going to open your chest and relax, open your chest and relax. Or you can do that option for upright too if you don't feel like rolling around. That's fine. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get your wiggles out. Let's get into the wrists. In whatever position is comfortable, we're just going to circle the wrist. The hands could be open or closed. Let's switch directions. And take note of anything that feels stiff or achy, because we're going to come back to the wrist. So the warm up is not only literally warming up your muscles, it's also checking in and seeing what is what. Alrighty, shake it out. Especially if we plan on holding some weights later, we can work on some fingers where we open up the fingers like someone's pulling them apart and then curl them in. And then open up the fingers, curl them in. Give me 3 of those. 3, 2, 1. All righty. let's get into the hips. So you can stay hip width or go out, or this is shoulder hip, whatever this is, natural width, or go out wide. So if you're on the ground, your feet will now be on the ground. You could choose how bent you want the leg to be. If you are sitting like me, you could still choose how bent you want the leg to be and the width. If you're standing, your motion instead of windshield wiping is going to be kind of tipping your hip side to side. But for those of us that are planted down, we're going to rotate the hips side to side like windshield wipers. All righty, let's take it easy, nice and slow, going as far as you want to go. Let's do 3 more. Knees to the right, knees to the left, knees to the right, knees to the left, or one side and the other side. You could have been on the wrong side. Sorry if I messed you up. One more time. All right, relax. The next warm up we're going to do, if you are sitting, we're sliding the heel away from us. If you have a chair where it goes under, you could slide all the way under. If you don't, it's okay. If you are sitting, you're going to bend one leg so that your foot is in contact with the floor, and that leg will be stationary, and then the other leg is going to slide up and down for heel slides. If you're standing, you'll slide whatever weight is comfortable away from you and forward, so the leg that is supporting you will be doing the bending. All righty, let's do 5 on each slide. Let's get started. Slide, bring that heel closer to your bottom and away. Slide, get closer to your bottom and away. 3 more times. 2 more times. Keep breathing. Last one. Switch sides. So we're starting away from our body and pulling the heel in, sliding it in towards our bottom and sliding it back out. If you want to lift it up in the air instead of sliding, that's fine too. Let's do 2 more towards the bottom and away. Last one, towards the bottom and away. All right, get your wiggles out. I think we're all warmed up, hopefully. So let's get started on our first working exercise here. So we're aiming for a medium. We're going to do shoulder rotation. So if you are laying down, you're going to rest your wrist kind of somewhere near your belly button to ribs, whatever is comfortable. There'll be space between your elbow and your body. And the motion is going to be pulling the hand away from your belly and then bringing it back down. So you want to get kind of perpendicular to the ground. So if the floor is behind my back, I'm going to pull my hands off my belly, kind of perpendicular, and lower it back down. If you are seated, you can rest the hands on the thighs. So you're going to have to play around with what makes sense for comfort and rotate and lift away. Or if you know that you are okay with raising the arms up, you can raise the arms up parallel to the ground, drop the palms down, and then rotate to pull the arms up. Okay, if you are standing, same motions as the seated. As far as weights go, if you have no idea how this feels, do it without any added resistance, because for everything we're doing 2 sets. So you could find out and then mess around the second time. So if you are doing added resistance, this one would work best for the handheld weight, the dumbbell in your hand, or the ankle weights strapped around. The band won't really work for this one. Okay, so we're going to do 2 sets of 6. We're going to move slowly and take our time. Slower requires a little bit more control. So try not to rush it. Get set up. And we're going to rotate open. Slowly come back down. Sloth, slow. So that's 1. Rotate. Slowly come down. That's 2. And we're halfway there. That's 3. Rotate. Slowly come down. Rotate. Slowly come down. Rotate. Slowly come down. Take a break. Okay, so if you're upright, seated, or standing, and you picked that hands on thigh option, and you were like, that was pretty okay, you're welcome to try the lifting the arms version. Come parallel to the ground, palms are starting down towards your hips, and then you'll rotate up. You're welcome to give it a shot. All right, whatever we're doing, we're gonna do it now. Get set up. Breathe. And here we go. Rotate those shoulders and reset. That's 1. Rotate those shoulders, reset. That's 2. We are breathing the whole time. You have to breathe. It's a kind of a thing. You have to keep doing it. 2 more times. Last one. We are moving as slow as we can. Slowly lowering it down, even though it's the last one. Take your time. Shake it out, get your wiggles out. Okay, we're gonna do wrist rotation next. So if you have the ankle weights, you keep that on. If you have dumbbells, you would change where you're holding the dumbbell. You're not going to hold the middle anymore. You're gonna hold the end of it. So it's gonna look a little funny, but you'll hold the end and point if you're sitting or standing, point your wrist so that they're facing each other and your thumb is on the top side. So that is the upright version. For the laying down version, your arms are going to be rested down to the floor. Then that way you're going to have your thumbs facing up towards the ceiling. You do want to come out a little bit if you can because we need space for the actual rotated. Okay, so the other option for either of those is that you can have the arms rested, so your shoulders aren't doing anything. The only thing that will happen is that the long weight or nothing, or yoga block, or bottle of water, you will turn the thumbs in towards each other and turn the thumbs away from each other. So if you think that's going to be hard enough, we stick to that. If you are just feeling like God's favorite today, you can raise your arms up. So now you're working on your shoulders at the same time. Okay, we're all on the same page here. Let's get whatever we're gonna get and get started with a nice breath. All right, and we're gonna rotate in, so thumbs towards each other, thumbs away for 1, for 2, 3, 4, 2 more. Last one, thumbs towards each other and rotate out. Slowly come up. Maybe put the weights down if you need to and check out your wrist if you're feeling crampy, go for it. And you're welcome to change what you do for the second set. You can ramp it up or you could relax because we want to aim for a medium. We're always chasing medium. All right, let's get ready for the second set. Take a breath. Let's get started. All right, I'm gonna go for the arms raising version. I might regret it. Thumbs together, rotating in, thumbs out, rotate away. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, last one, together, and away. Drop the arms if you had them up. Deep regret on my end. That was difficult. Okay, get your wiggles out. Unfortunately, we're not done with wrist stuff. We're going to do a different direction now. So instead of rotating, we're going to have the wrist palm down. Then we're going to lift the palm up towards our face. Whether you are reclined and you still have your arms in that straight position, it'll work. If you're sitting, you can rest on your thighs, or if you're feeling spicy, hold the arms up. Now we kind of look like zombies in Thriller. This is the same position for seated or standing. This one is going to be maybe a little achy if this is a direction you've never worked in, or you do a lot of typing, or have a lot of hand weakness. So if you need to take a break, take a break. Let's give it a shot. Get into your position. So bring the back of your hand towards your face. Hang out for a second. Lower it down. That's one. Coming up with control and lowering with control. That's two. Coming up with control. The fingers can be relaxed, lower down, or they could be in a fist. Pull it up, lower down. Last one, pull it up, lower down. Relax for a second. We're going to have a round two. So we could ramp up or ramp down. If you felt like that was too easy, get your handheld weights. Felt like that was kind of hard, you can skip the second set. You can do half of it. I don't care. Do whatever you want. All right, round two. Big breath. Pull those palms up and put them down. Pull those palms up and put them down. That's two. Back of the hand towards the face, and then let it drop down. That's three. We're still breathing. Four. Five. Last one. Six. All right, check it out. Nicely done. Okay, don't hate me, but now we're going to flip it. So that was palm down, pulling the back of your hand towards the face. Now we're going to flip it. Palm up and pulling towards your face. So the arm position does not have to change. We'll just rotate the wrist and go that way. And again, the fingers can be relaxed, or you can be in a fist. I feel like a fist is harder. So pick your poison. You can also still hold the weight. If you're sitting, you also get like the extra luxury of being able to lean on your thighs. I think I'm going to do that for this one. All right, so let's get set up. Our palms are up towards the ceiling. We're going to drop the palms down away from us and pull the palms towards our face. You might not get that far. That's okay. Drop it down. That's one. Pull it up. Drop it down. Two. Breathe. Pull it up. Drop it down. Pull up. Drop it down. Two more. Pull up. Drop it down. Last one. Pull up. Drop it down. Take it out if you need to. Maybe give yourself some squeezes if it feels good. Alrighty, if you're opting for round two, let's get set up. Let's get ready. Put those palms up. Put them away from you and pull those palms towards your face for one, two, three, four, five, and six. Great news. We are done with wrist stuff. That is over. Please don't hate me. I kind of hate me right now. Those are always very hard. Okay, we're moving on. Let's move on to the legs. So if you are reclined and laying down, I'm turning to the side for demo. If this is the floor or the bed behind me, I'm going to bend one leg so the foot is in contact with the floor and straighten the other one. And so we have options. We could return to the heel slides, or we could squeeze that leg straight and see if we get some air time from the ground and lower it down. We don't have to get that high as long as we've got the muscle action of squeezing the leg straight and engaging the lower abdominals to pull it up. That's fine. So worry more about the action of the muscles pulling more than the distance that you get, okay? If you are seated, the same thing will apply. You'll have one leg bent, the other leg straight. You can opt for sliding. If you think lifting is not going to work, that's fine. Or you keep that leg straight, squeeze the quads, that front thigh muscle, pick the leg up. Now you could point the toe or pull the toe, words are hard, or pull the toes towards your face. But I just do want you to pick one. Be intentional with what you're doing with your foot. Keep it active. Okay, if you are standing, you can do your slide again where you bend one leg a little bit, or you could try to lift it up high. You can also, if you're standing and you want to get the feeling of height but don't think you can lift it up that high, rest on something and lift up from there. That's fine too. Alrighty, so let's start with the right side. Get yourself up and steady. So we're going to make sure this one is coordinated with the breath. So we're going to breathe in. We're going to exhale, lift or slide, relax. That's one. Breathe in, exhale, lift or slide. That's two. Breathing in, exhale, lift and drop it. Halfway there, breathing in, exhale, lift and drop it. Almost done. Breathing in, exhale, lift, drop it. Last one. Breathing in, exhale, lift, and drop it. Let's switch sides and then we'll come back to it. All right. We've switched sides. And the other thing to mention is I am cueing the breath, but if you're working at a different pace, that's fine too. All right, so let's get set up. Breathing in, exhale, lift, either pointing the toes away from us or towards us. Either way, commit. Breathe in, exhale, lift. That's two. Breathing in, exhale, lift. That's three. Breathe in, exhale, lift. That's four. Breathe in, exhale, lift or slide. That's five. Last one. Breathe in, exhale, lift. Nice. Okay, let's switch sides. If you felt like that was pretty easy, you can add, if you have those ankle weights, you can add the weight around your ankle. If you have the band, you can put the band over your feet, thread it through, pull it all the way up and around your thigh. That's kind of the spot that would make the most sense. You can give that a try. So let me actually demonstrate it that way. So look, this one is a little funny with a band. Okay, we're on our right side here. Straightening the leg, whether we're lifting or sliding. We're coordinating with the breath. Breathing in, exhale, lift. Breathing in, exhale, lift. Breathing in, exhale, lift. Halfway there. Breathing in, exhale, lift. Two more. Breathing in, exhale, lift. Last one. Breathing in, Exhale, lift. Nice. Shake it out. Hopefully you aren't catching any cramps or anything because you're super well hydrated. Wow, amazing. Love that for you. Okay, other side. We're breathing in. Exhale, lift or slide. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. That's 2. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. That's 3. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. 2 more to go. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. Last one. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. Nicely done. If you had the band or the weights, I would say take it off because the next one might be a little ambitious. So we'll see what happens. So if you are laying on the ground or your bed, whatever, what have you, the surface is on your back. You have a couple of options. You can have both legs bent down on the floor and lift heels off the floor. Or you can lift one heel off the floor at a time. Whatever makes the most sense. If you're doing one at a time, instead of doing 6, you'll do 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. You can play with how bent or straight, but the closer your heels are to the bottom, the less difficulty. So if it feels easier, you can try to straighten a little bit, but maybe you're not ready for the straight leg. We tested that out already, so hopefully you have an idea. If you are ready for the straight leg, then you'll lift your straight legs a little bit off the ground. So this is kind of going to look like, if I'm laying down, I could look like heels coming up. Maybe I'm a little straighter, or maybe I'm totally straight. So we're kind of doing like a hollow hold, just the legs, or like a, not a boat pose because it's a little low for a boat pose. Okay, sitting version. You can do it how I did it. If you're feeling really good, go for it, do your thing. Or you can lean against the back of the chair, hang on to the chair really at any point of this class if you need to. But for this one, it really gives you a little extra oomph. So hang on to the chair, lean on the back of it, and you can do heels off the ground. Don't care about the height, as long as those muscles are pulling and compressing, and you get the idea that you're trying to fold yourself like a lawn chair, but you might not get there, just a little bit. The legs can be bent or more straight if you feel comfortable doing that. If you are standing, then I would say we can work on lifting one leg up at a time. So if you're doing the standing version, now you get a little balance into it. So hold on if you need to, or maybe start from a higher height and lift up that way. So if you're standing, you're going to do 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Okay? Lots of words. Hopefully we're all together on this. So pick your poison. We're going to do either 3 and 3, one at a time, or 6, both at a time. Okay, so pick your position, get set up, breathe. All right, and we're going to try to time it with the exhales again. Ready? Breathe in, exhale, lift. Breathe in, exhale, lift. Breathe in, exhale, lift. If you're doing one leg at a time, switch legs. Breathe in, exhale, lift. 2 more. Breathe in, exhale, lift. Last one, you can make it. Breathe in, exhale, lift. All right, take a break. Get your wiggles out. We're gonna do one more set. Maybe, you don't have to. Maybe you sit the second one out. Up to you. All right, let's get set up. Find your position. Get your breath in and out. And let's get started. Breathing in, exhale, lift. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. If you're doing one leg at a time, switch legs. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. Breathing in. Exhale, lift. Last one, breathing in. Exhale, lift. All right, relax. Take a couple of breathers. Okay, nicely done. Let's cool off a bit and do some stretches. So the first one we're going to do is for the upper back. So if you're laying down and you have a pillow, like a regular bedroom pillow, maybe you fold it in half if that height's not too big. Kind of depends on the size. Or if you have the blanket, roll up the blanket so it's in a nice cylindrical form, like a rolled up yoga mat could work too. I have a perfectly shaped bolster, and you're going to roll to one side and then place it either across your back this way, like from armpit to armpit, or long ways along your spine. So you can play around with it if you're not really sure how that feels. Try both. Get into it, come out, try the other one. If you are sitting and you got a nice chair with a back, then you can use that back. I'm going to turn my chair, sorry if that makes noise. You could use that back and lean back on it if that's comfortable for your neck. You can play around with still using a bolster or something instead. Kind of just depends on your seat and your comfort level. So I can't exactly tell you what's going to feel good, but we're aiming for some sort of expansion-y feeling on the front part of our chest that is comfortable and that we can hold for a decent amount of time. If you are standing or sitting, you can opt for skipping that and going with reaching back. So hands right by your butt, or maybe you grab your wrist, or maybe you grab your elbows. That could get you that open feeling as well, but that might be a little more intense because it does require your shoulder to internally rotate. So if that doesn't feel good, then skip it. We want something that we can hold. So let's figure out something that works. Play around with the different positions. See what you got, see what feels good. Try to find it. If you were laying down and you already found it, then you get a little extra time because I wasn't counting yet. I'll be counting from now. We're going to spend about 45 seconds in this position, just breathing. If you feel like you have a lot of heat from that last exercise, you can work on some lion's breath, which is sticking your tongue out when you breathe out, basically. So you could breathe in deeply and stick your tongue out. Get some of that hot air out if you need to. And we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The next stretch is going to be a twist. If you know twisting is not for you, you could stay in this one. Don't move because we're doing a twist next. So you have lots of options for twist. If you are laying down, you can do feet up, legs close-ish together, and then rotate to either the right or the left. Doesn't matter, we're going to do both sides if you can. So switch to either side, or you can turn your body by keeping the leg still and reaching across for the opposite knee. So that'll be a bit of a more gentle twist, and it'll be more on your upper spine versus doing knees to either side. That will get a deeper twist and more in the lower side of your spine. If you are sitting, the side knees to the side option is kind of not going to work. What you can do instead, if it's comfortable, is bring a leg up and then twist if you want to get a deeper twist into your low back. Otherwise, you'll do the same reach across. If you are standing, you can play around with twisting in any way that works. But if you want that same low back kind of feeling, then getting your leg up high might get you there. Okay. So play around with it, figure it out. Pick which side you're going to, and I'll start counting about 30 seconds from now. Now, if you feel like it's hard to breathe in the twist and you're doing an option where your knees are up, put a little bit more space. Move your belly around if you need to. Move your bosom out the way. Give yourself all the space you need to breathe. Because if you're not able to breathe comfortably, you're kind of defeating the purpose because you're going to be tense. And for this kind of stretching, at least, we don't want that. That would be no bueno. Okay, take one more breath wherever you are. I'll unravel, and let's do the other side for about 30 seconds. We'll get into your position. And let's hang out and hold it. Deep breaths. Of course, you're welcome to come out of the stretch sooner. Again, it's just a suggestion. Wherever you are, let's take one more deep breath. And if you're still twisted, go ahead and unravel. Get your wiggles out. All right, if you are upright, we're gonna stretch the front of our necks. So if you're able to, place a hand on one side of your clavicle and then lean your head away from it so you feel that stretch on the front. If you're reclined and laying down, you can't really get into it as good. You could play around with still that hold and lean straight to the side. And whatever you get out of it, you get out of it. But we're stretching the front of our neck because a lot of time when we do ab work, we kind of like squeeze hard there. So find a good spot that's comfortable. We don't want to do too intense. I don't want you to cry or anything. Just like a chill stretch. Let's do about 20 more seconds. Again, still breathing. Unclench your jaw if they're clenched. Wherever you are, one more breath. Release. And switch sides. Find a spot that you could place your hands. The stretch still works without the hands. Not necessary. Just kind of adds a little oomph to it. So if you actually feel like it's too intense and you are doing the hands, release them. Let's do about 20 more seconds. Okay, one breath. In and out. Come on out of it. Okay, you've got a wild card here. Whatever last stretch or movement you feel like your body is whispering or yelling for, go ahead and find it. Maybe it's a butterfly stretch. Maybe it's a side stretch. Maybe it's rotating your neck. Maybe it's just wrist circles. Whatever you think works best here. You got about 30 more seconds to freestyle. Or maybe you're just sitting there and breathing. That's perfectly okay too. About 10 more seconds. All right. And we're done. Hooray. We survived, hopefully. Maybe. So with the rest of the time, if this is your first time joining for a strength class, the rest of the time is open for any questions you have, comments or concerns. You got a physical therapist here in front of you. So if something didn't move right or feel right, or you're just curious about something in general, this is your opportunity to just ask about it. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have a question in the audience.
Thank you. That was fabulous. This is maybe a bit of a random question, but I'm wondering if the lion's breath also is helpful for hot flashes and temperature regulation outside of exercising.
Yes. So that's a great question. Whether lion's breath can be used for other things. So that lion's breath is a pranayama, which is like a breathing and let me not spend 10 hours on yoga philosophy here, but it's breath work, the short way to say it. But the word prana is energy. So you're like working to move and focus your energy. So technically speaking, you could use it anytime that you want. But the purpose is like release heat. So it's considered like a cooling breath. There is another cooling breath, sithali, which is breathing in through your nose. And you make like a taco roll with your tongue if you can. And breathe out like you're breathing out through a straw, or I don't know why I said taco roll, whatever imagery works. A straw, a taco roll, your tongue is making a little tunnel and you breathe out through that. So that's also an option. I do have, if you're interested in exploring other pranayamas and seeing how it feels in your body and what it makes you feel, those are up on my YouTube channel. There is a whole playlist if you're a video follow along person, because there are also breaths that can just help you if you feel like you're hyperventilating or you're unfocused or whatever. There's a bunch of good ones. Let me know if that answers the question.
This is Emily. We have a really pressing question that was raised in the chat, which is that what is the details about that ridiculously cute dog that popped into the shot, Dr. Marcia?
Unfortunately, she does whatever she wants. So she's taking a nap right now. But that's Lucy. She's a Shiba Inu mix. She doesn't, I don't know, she doesn't usually come out when I'm recording or doing other things. So I guess she likes you guys.
Oh, it was welcomed. What is her name?
Lucy.
Lucy. Oh. A few other things in the chat. Edith said, "Oh my God, thank you. As a previous competitive power lifter, now disabled due to LC and MECF. This is a great ease back into movement." And then lots of other expressions of gratitude. Chris said, "I was able to do most of the movements with some modifications today," and left you with a big smiley face.
Awesome. Very awesome.
Any other questions or comments in the room or virtual room? You can come off mute, you can use a raise hand, or you can write a question in the chat and I can revoice it.
I'll just come off mute to say this is my first time here. I'm dealing with mild long COVID and have been scared to work out at all. So this feels great because I'm really taking it very easy and watching my heart rate. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. You're welcome. Yeah, I would say if folks are dealing with energy limiting conditions, and you were previously active before or not, we all have this idea that exercise has to be sweaty and out of breath, and you have to hate yourself and what you're doing. It's not that serious. So it could be super chill, slow, controlled. That is perfectly fine. It could be 5 minutes. Maybe you only did 5 minutes of this. I would be happy for you, right? It doesn't have to be a certain length of time or feeling of intensity. The only thing extra that you should be worrying about if you have an energy limiting condition is budgeting that energy. So you don't want to do this on a day, let's say that you have to go to work, come home, cook, and wash your hair. If you know that that's all going to take up your energy, you might not want to add exercise on that day. So really looking at your week and like budgeting your energy like it's money in the bank.
Edith shared right and PEM. Exclamation point, several exclamation points. Supported.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, especially when you're dealing with something like POTS or long COVID, or let's say you're recovering from something else, a huge lupus flare, and you're in the hospital, whatever it is, where exercise feels like a threat to your body and you're in danger, the budgeting your energy is going to be even more important. Because it sounds like a pyramid scheme scam, but exercise does make things better, but we just have to know the right dosage, which can be tricky.
And Edith broke down PEM. Thank you, Edith. Post-exertional malaise. Appreciate that. And Melissa said, great warm up for me as I go into the Pilates studio to support other bodies and humans. I feel great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Well, with that, we can go ahead and close it up. Thank you so much. I mean, getting to be a part of a workout class where you say, I'm not trying to make you cry, when we all know there are classes that is very much the goal and not for everyone. So I'm so grateful to have gotten to end my workday getting to be with you. Thank you. We have some upcoming events we'd love to share with you all at the Disability Cultural Center. Superfest Disability Film Festival is coming. This is the longest running disability film festival in the world. And this is the first year that it's just totally free. So we would love if you check it out. It's coming up next Thursday through Sunday. There's 24/7 access virtually, so you can watch the films at your own pace. Or if you want to watch with community, you can do so both online or in person at the DCC. We have in-person screenings on Thursday night, Friday, no, nothing in-person Friday, just virtual Friday, Saturday evening, and Sunday, and lots of virtual programs along the way as well. So please check it out. You can learn more at superfestfilm.org or on the Disability Cultural Center calendar. We have a pop-up tomorrow about learning about San Francisco's municipal transit authorities access for all, and we're going to have the experts who work on access for the city transportation, so a chance to ask your questions, get information, get signed up for things. There's a pop-up for tea and treats with DCC team on Friday afternoon. I saw some of the treats come in today. There's some yummy things, and our co-director Dagny is going to be cooking some in the space, so the space is going to smell like cookies. It's going to be great. You can learn about all these things at dcc.page/links. I'm dropping the link in the chat. We also have a survey for today. I've dropped the link in the chat and it'll be emailed to you. Let us know what you think so we can keep offering programs that meet you what you're looking for and hoping for. And with that, we will offer one more round of thank you to Dr. Marcia. And I have to thank our supporters who made this possible today. The San Francisco Disability Cultural Center is a collaboration led by LC and Lily Cox, Haven of Hope. with financial support from the City of San Francisco's Human Service Agency's Department of Disability and Aging Services. Thank you to our interpreter today, who totally nailed it on the perfect straw tongue demo. That was amazing, Kirk. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who spent time in community with us. We are grateful to get to do some body work with you all. Have a good night. Bye.